There is a map showcase at the end of the video. If you want to just skip all the yapping and get to it, then feel free. Just keep in mind I'm on hardcore and I'm fairly early into mapping, so I'm being careful and I'm doing maps carefully. There's also a VOB in the description with both the import of the current character and my plan for the tree for the endgame, at least the current plan. On the other side, I want to talk about the character a bit, talk about the tree, now that we have the tree and all the skill gems and everything, and what's my plans and how it's going. So I made a video before the league start about the idea of Quarterstaff Lich, and the base of the idea are these two support gems. Clash deals more melee damage against enemies with higher percentage life than me, and Execute 3. And yes, it's in the game, thankfully, so more damage with hit against enemies while you are on low life. You enable this and playing Lich, your life cannot change while you have energy shield. Specking and unspecking Chaos Inoculation sets me to exactly 1 life, so Clash support is always active. And basically both of those support gems are about 40% more damage on every melee skill that I'm using. I'm using Quarterstaff Tempest Flurry, mostly because those are skills I haven't played yet. I don't want to just play Ice Strike all over and over again. But this setup will work on every melee ability, including spears and maces, but I decided to go for Quarterstaff to make attribute requirements easier. So, for the tree, this is my current tree. Not much actually changed, despite all of the new nodes and new stuff on the tree and changes. Not much really changed since before league start. I'm going for ES nodes, obviously. This node got a lot better for low life Lich. It used to be 1% all maximum resistances instead of this maximum life converted to energy shield. Maximum resistances are not really strong unless you stack a bunch of them, so this is a just plain upgrade. The Quarterstaff nodes got moved a little bit closer. I think they were like here. Yeah. And yeah, this is also a buff. And this node got buffed. I don't know why, but it did. It's now 60% instead of 50. Not a huge buff, but a buff anyway. Other than that, just elemental damage, ES, and any bonuses that help me on low life. I have 2 weapon sets. Weapon set 1 is the main weapon set where all the damage happens, so all the damage nodes that I can put on the weapon set 1, I put them on the weapon set 1. Weapon set 2 is the curse weapon set, so all of the curse magnitude, curse duration, buffs, whatever, they're all on the weapon set 2. Skill effect duration. I kinda hope to utilize the Archon nodes, so they showcase the Archon nodes that they will convert all the damage into one element, but unfortunately number 1 it specifies for spells, so it doesn't work for me, and to be honest they're not really that good anyways. Secondly, I looked through, and when I looked through the new tree, I immediately noticed this node. Gain damage as actual lightning damage while on short ground. From utilizing the Gathering Storm, it puts down short ground when I perfectly charge it. But I did a bunch of testing and this node does not work on your own short ground currently. So it's kind of useless, unfortunately. So yes, this is my current tree. As for my future plans, I'm going to finish taking this cluster, I'm going to take through the speed nodes on natural, at least for now. And after that I'm going to start speccing into crit. But in order to make crit nodes useful, I need to actually have crit on my quarterstaff. Right now I just have a pretty crappy quarterstaff. So that's a little bit further in. For gems, I'm using charge staff, prolonged duration, perpetual charge, and elemental armament. I should probably 5-link it and put in execute. The clash won't work on it because it's not melee. Tempest Flurry, clash and execute. That's the core of the build. Close combat, and then rapid attacks. Gathering Storm, clash execute, persistent ground to have this shock ground and have enemies that walk into it always be shocked. That's pretty crucial for the build. And lightning exposure, even though it says lightning exposure, it's just all elemental exposure for 8 seconds after shocking a target, and that does count.
Without motion is but death in disguise.
Shut up, Balbala. It does, them walking into cursed ground does count, so they get exposed immediately. So that's really good. I was planning to use energy barrier on this somewhere, probably instead of persistent ground, but energy barrier is just not in the game anymore. I don't know why. The patch notes didn't mention deleting it. They called out several support gems that were going to get removed. Energy barrier wasn't one of them, and yet of course it's not in the game. That's unfortunate. And another thing, I was also planning to use perfection support on it at some point. Perfection support is right now bugged. So what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to give you a global buff, 5% more damage per stack. And it stacks up 4 times. Unfortunately, it doesn't stack up 4 times. So see, I keep perfect charging, and it just refreshes the buff, and it's just a 5% boost. So, it does not work right now. Hopefully it's gonna get fixed at some point. Convalescence, really good for energy shield builds. Cooldown recovery and Dire Strike 2. Dire Strike 2 requires 40 spirit. The reason why I can reserve it right now is I managed to roll this Abyss mod on my chest. If I don't have it, Dire Strike 1 is only 20 reservation, and it's just a little bit less damage. So I would be doing this as if I didn't have the reservation efficiency thing on my chest, but fortunately I do. Blasphemy is a really crucial defensive layer. I accidentally forgot to level my temp chains at some point, because now you need to actually keep up the level of curses in order for them to work. I forgot to level it. I walked into a T3, I think, map, and I was getting swarmed and just damaged constantly because I don't have any evasion, I don't have any block. I have a pretty big life pool, but that's all of my defensive layers. Without temp chains, getting swarmed by enemies is very dangerous. And you will actually see that even with temp chains sometimes it's very dangerous in the map showcase. So this is mandatory, and I'm even planning to probably anoint. I'm not gonna take this manually, but anoint this node. It's gonna make it even better. Siphoning Strike is my method of obtaining power charges. I put down shock ground with Gathering Storm, enemies walk into shock ground, I can Siphoning Strike them. It actually also does pretty decent damage, so I could maybe even utilize it more. And since it's melee, flash and execute, charge perfusion, a little bit quality of life and magnified area, and finally elemental weakness, cursed ground. I have 2 cursed grounds and as long as the enemy stays in there, they just curse, and it's like just far more convenient than simply cursing them. Focus curse, less delay, heightened curse, more magnitudes, that's pretty obvious, and magnified area. Here right now is not great. For this helmet, I don't know what the situation with it in softcore trade. It should be pretty cheap on softcore trade, but on hardcore trade, people kind of... hardcore trade is hardcore trade. People see that some sort of unique, they're the only one who have some sort of unique, and then they post it for, well, some ridiculous price, like 2 divines, and then everybody else posts it for 2 divines, and then the whole market just sits there. Nobody wants to buy a cheap unique for 2 divines. Basically, what I ended up doing is just chancing it. It's a pretty common unique. Chance it. Gold circlets. I had them on my loot filter show up, and I don't know exact odds, but I think right now I'm about 50-50 on the ones I chanced and the ones that failed to chance, so it shouldn't be too difficult to obtain it. ES chest, just pure ES. Again, nice. It's nice that I rolled Spirit Reservation, but if I didn't, I would just run Dire Strike 1. Amulet, Spirit, resistances. If I could, I would also have Energy Shield on it, but Spirit is mandatory because I needed to run Blasphemy. Rings are just resistances, flat damage. This is a pretty bad ring. I should probably buy something better. But yeah, resistances, flat damage. Life is also a useful start because we're converting some of it to flat energy shield. Yeah, this is a much better ring. Gloves, probably mostly focus on them being ES, but flat damage to attacks is useful if you have it. Mostly just resistances on the belt. Again, pretty crappy belt, probably should buy something better, but chaos resistance is really important. Chaos damage does twice the amount of damage to me because I am energy shield build that's not CI, so I'm running Amethyst Charm, and I'm trying to get my chaos resistance as high as possible. It's pretty important to have high chaos res, especially on hardcore. And yeah, Quarterstaff, flat damage, basically any type of damage works, because now our curse is just elemental weakness plus everything. The exposure also universal now, so any type of damage. And I deliberately kind of avoided going into just lightning nodes. Some of them are pretty good, but I prioritized going into just generic elemental. These nodes are really strong anyway, and like generic Quarterstaff, just generic melee, and as I progress I'm going to go more into crit, which is also generic scaling, and it just makes getting a Quarterstaff far easier. Basically, it doesn't matter if I get physical damage on it because it converts to lightning, if I get elemental damage, if I get wed on it, just almost any high tier prefix is a win. So yeah, that's about it. Enjoy the map showcase.
Fancy seeing you here. There it is. Look sharp. That beast is marked. Spirit's will be done! We're wearing it down. Don't let up!
Not yet.
The spirit's made it. Come on now, let's end this. Don't lose focus.
Chaos. Something.
Spirit's will be done. We're wearing it down. Don't let up.
Exalted. An old prize locked away. Not for long. Aren't you beautiful? Time to claim my place. A gift from fate.
Don't give it a chance to recover. Finish it. We're wearing it down. Don't let up. Right through. Don't lose focus.
Exalted.
Don't give it a chance to recover.
I think not.
Finish it. We're wearing it down. Don't let up.
I should do this more often.
Almost there. Don't give up now. Finish it.
Another corpse to serve me.
Don't give it a chance to recover. Strike!
Let's see what you're made of. Death, take you.
Very